Good morning, you all. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Martin Wong. Now, in this morning trading idea with SMARTRobie, we have seen the KLSE had a big sell-off that we've seen before. But again, it should be no surprise to you if you are using the Pentagon Guider, because the Pentagon Guider would have informed you almost maybe about 10 days ago or 5 days ago that we already had the red Pentagon. Now, the question has always been, do you trust it enough to be the beacon for your all trading ideas? Of course, we at TradeVSA here use this to trade real money, real accounts, as which we have shown you many times and before. Now, let's look at what we have last night. The US made almost cracking the new in high here, while our market continued to make some form of correction going into the red Pentagon. Let's see what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show. Now, of course, today is Friday, and usually Friday is the segment where we'll be looking at the so-called ST2, Stage 2 intraday shares. And we all know last Friday, the 22nd of October, we have looked at Chin Hin, and immediately on Monday, that stock went limit up. That's right. I'm going to show you how it really pans out. It's one of the better trades that we have for so long, which we were really longing for the intraday trade, and that was actually went up about a 59% from the area when we enter into that. So that's definitely a very positive inflow. Of course, let's look at our morning news roundup so far that we have. Of course, the continue of the crude oil price likely to stay high, and this is one of the report which actually came out from the UOB Kehang research, saying that the hint from the OPEC is to intend to keep the oil prices high and to stabilize the sustainable energy security. Of course, right now, this is the key message which is out there is inflation, because we can see houses going up, food prices going up, transportation going up, and this is partly also caused by fuel prices in here. But I do think that this could be temporary going into early next year, depending. This is more of the momentum as the economy recovered. Now, if you look from the chart that you see on your top left side, you could see the Bursa. Let me just show you here. This is the Bursa energy sector hit almost high from 50%, and we take it from the early October, which we already talked about in our earlier live segment on a Facebook. In catch it in here and all our YouTube, and definitely not to be missed out, and many of the things that we talk about. And also this Wednesday, did you catch hold of the internet Chinese stock that I talk about? If not, you can go over to YouTube, or make sure you click on subscribe to our YouTube channel and be informed of all our video on regards to the opportunity that we've seen in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Now, on the energy sectors, we have seen right now continue to retest the old high. You have seen here US oil is the crude oil prices has been up 12.5% in here. Definitely a better area to look at is use of the Pentagon Guider and look at the charts whether there is some sort of entry signal. Now, if you compare to the purple line that we see on the KLSE, the energy sectors has definitely been one of the great performers. As such, that no surprise that we've seen Icon Offshore net profit up 34-folds in the third quarter. The revenue jumped by 66% year on year to 87.28. This is partly because of consumer have to pay more for oil prices from the third quarter of previously at 52.28 million. Earnings per share is about 53 cents, no dividend being declared. Now, let's take a look at where we are at Icon, and we want to go in. But before that, let's take a look at our KLSE market this morning here. And this morning, it seems to be all green, as I said before here. We are up 2%, and this is partly also on the recovery. Let me just bring this down here, and that's right, bring this and show you this one here where we are on our. That's right. This is happening right now. Hata is up 3%. Top Glove is up 4%. Press Metal is up because of the huge selling that we have. But market, the other segments seems to be in the pink and also red. Now, also, feel free to share this video in your timeline so more people can benefit from what we talk about in our breakfast show. So you can see it is have no surprise since the red Pentagon. This market continued to fall, and it is retesting the ATR stop loss. So the trend line has been very beneficial in here to prevent any major disaster in here. And also don't forget, yesterday we did cut loss on 1 hour portfolio. Later on I'll give you a more update on that. So going on, the next news that we have here is TSC, which is piggybacking from the CPO rally. Now, how do we know that? Just go over to here and I haven't turned on the Pentagon. Sorry, I haven't turned on the KLSE.com website yet, but nevertheless, I'm just going to show you here from the TSH. Okay, you can see from here onwards. Let's take a look. You can see the TSH has really benefited from CPO rally. Now this good news, you can see that's why it has already turned red pentagon with a yellow trend zone behind. But all in all, this news is reporting on some positive news that is poised to benefit, and the target price has been upgraded to 146 right now. And let's look at where the market is, switching to a wider chart here. So you will have this at 1 ringgit, just short of 1 ringgit 20 cent, maybe 116. The target price is 146. Okay, so that will gives you really benefits of this market going forward for that one in here. Okay, now let's see. This is okay, so I can't show you the big screen in here. Apparently there's something amiss with that. So on this THS in here, is it time to buy? Definitely you want to look at the Pentagon. Look for the green Pentagon. If you were in the green Pentagon early on, you can see way from the 3rd of October, just before the big move, you could have got in. Now, many times we notice a lot of the public which is untrained, or maybe just don't want to follow the rules, you tend to buy when the market at the high, which is normal in the case because you're not being well trained in there. So definitely there's something you can look into improving your entry by following the green Pentagon. As soon as you see it, you want to get in the next day. So be diligent and doing that. All right. So let's go on to our next story that we have for you. Is Tasco. That's right. Now Tasco is poised to secure more jobs in here, and this is also due to the economy reopening and recovery. Analyst is maintaining a buy call on this. The new target price is 165, depending which research house is. RHB is giving it at 194. Tasco is giving it at the price of 165. Let's take a look at Tasco today, and we'll key that in. So you can see from here, Tasco already hit the designated price, and it did hit close to 146 and red pentagon. Many times, as I said before, by the time you see a lot of the profit target that is been put out, this is where they will take profit. Okay, even beginners, basic people, you know, they are looking to buy, but if the target been already hit, means the valuation is fully valued, so there's very little upside. Now remember, you can only make money on information that is not presented, and the only way to know about it is really reading the price and volume. Time and again, this is the tenet of how market works. If everybody know about this news, how are you likely to make money? All right, this is what we call surprise earning in here. Then they're likely the market to move higher. Now, having said that, let's move on to the next story that we have for you here. Is on Lotte Chemical. Now, Lotte Chemical posts another great profit of 48.8 million in here on the backdrop of increasing its revenue by 44% to almost from 4.97 billion to 7.14 billion. Okay, so that's pretty good. So let's type in LC Titan. The kind of names they choose, I think it's quite interesting. A Titan, Lotte Titan. Okay, let's take a look at this one in here, and you can see again on good news, profit taking, and also on the backdrop of yesterday, we have the huge selling on our market in here. But take note of the 3 upthrusts that you see here on top of me at the resistance level of 280. So again, no surprise, we saw this profit taking right now. And this morning in here, I think Lotte Chemical, let's take a look at the live stock prices here, and it is up 2.3% on this relatively good news. Now let's move on to the next story that we have is on the US side. Now last night, as I said before, let's switch over to the US market here, and you can go to S&P 500 hitting Robie chat here, and news on the S&P 500 continue to be very, very positive. That's right, S&P 500 and dollar reversal, how this market can go. There's update that the revision, so it's always good to really check out the news in here. Scores record to winning weight in here, and of course some of these very, very positive are MasterCard, General Electric, and Newmont, which is a gold mining company in here, and also Alibaba. Okay, you can see Alibaba founder Jack Ma touring Dutch Research Institute. So he finally came out from the hiding, isn't it? Which we always talk about what's happening to Jack Ma in here. Or is he getting a citizenship of some country in here? No doubt he has been penalized for making some harsh critique to the presidency and his administration in here. No one will escape the ruling of the CCP, Communist Party of China. That's right. So let's look at the US Dow Jones here, and we will take a look at Robie chat. Let's look at the stock price in here. You can see yesterday again another upthrust. Okay, maybe you can't see it. Let me just pinch this up a bit more, right? And you can see that upthrust had that complete reversal down in here. So take note of it in here. It could be more downside, but maybe not. Definitely it's going to retest back the old high, which I think likely to happen is we have the continued month of November, which is really coming in here. The nice sell-off that we have in the early October maybe behind us, and we are looking for a new high. And also last night we have the Apple, one of our favorite stocks in here, posted a very, very good profit, but going forward has some what we call supply restriction and perhaps even selling less iPhones. Then the question is, how many iPhones can you sell? You know, is that people having to have two phones? But right now, if you look at Apple, let me just switch on to the Apple chart in here, right? And so this is AAPL, and you would note that stock chart, stock comment here, just on top of me here, and you could see again another upthrust, right? Hitting last night. I think last night closed about $152, overtaking the upthrust. But then again, with this missing earnings, we would likely to see a bit of gap down in here. So for those of you who have been the green, will it turn red pentagon? We will observe soon. Okay, so make sure tomorrow morning check out SMARTRobie when the charts are updated in here to get the fresh, or even better, join and subscribe to our plugin subscription when you get it real time for our Robie chart here. Okay, so this is where we are right now, and let's go on to our next story, which is on the Singapore side. The Singapore continue to be bullish. Let's take a look. SGX, and we go on to the STI market today, and definitely you can see from here the chart continue to go straight up, right? Testing the levels, pinch it up here a bit, which is the 3,220 level in here. Got lots of nice what we call support in here, possibility even heading higher, the way I took it. So the stock in play, which do have a very nice setup here, let me just show you this, is the Keppel REITs. Okay, now Keppel REITs in here, let's take a look at Keppel REITs, and so we will type in Keppel, KEPPL, Keppel REITs, which is the K71U. Now many of you will be asking, why Singapore have very funny, like Malaysia, Lotte Chemical is called LC Titan, but Singapore use a K71U. Okay, maybe K stand for Keppel and 71 is that. So it's a very so-called unconventional, but definitely if you look from here, a nice line change, lots of support. And let's look at the live stock price this morning in here. Should be up. Yep, 2.7%, starting to move up. So this is a good opportunity for those of you who, my members, which I've talked about capital REITs, take a look at it. All right. Let's move on to the next story that we have is the past leaderboard. Now, earlier on in the beginning of the segment, at item number 7 that you can see on the left hand side, Chin made a 59% return only in 2 bars. And let's take a look at the chart, because this was one of the stock that we were talking about in here, and you can see. So this is Chin Hin, and you could see on the 22nd, about last Friday this time, there we were, and the market just cracked all the way up. And if you take it from here onwards all the way up, it's about 58%, 59% in here, and completely, of course, usually this one biasa one, they will do 10 o'clock, hit the high and then come back down again. Some people say, is this the time to buy? Definitely not. Now, depending whether you want to be a skilled trader or not a skilled trader, there's always, for the unskilled, usually when you are doing intraday trading, you will be reacting to your emotion. Emotion is one of the liability of the person in there. Learn to master your emotion. Now remember, we talk about this also in Sun Tzu, the art of war. Remember, if you have not, do go over to the live Facebook. There was a talk I did some time back in here, and for those of you, do join us in our Zoom session that we do on Saturday night. There won't be any talk this weekend, and we will take a break in here. We'll come back with it. Of course, you can always check our calendar right in the marketplace to find out all things. But definitely next Tuesday will be our Warrant Tuesday, right? Tuesday Warrant for that one. So check it out in here. It will be at midnight, at the 8 p.m. in the evening. So this was a good one here. Having said that, Chin, and let's take a look. This week is for episode 132 and 29 October. We'll be looking at SCGM, right? SCGM. Let's take a look at it. Make this a bit smaller. Push it to a side here. All right, this is where we are right now. You can see one thing about this is the volumes is very, very climatic. So take note of this one in here. You may want to pull back maybe around 52 cents for a better entry in here. But having said that, for the practice that we want to do, we'll just put it up here. All right, let's take a look at the weekly segment first. Okay, I need to turn on the okay, for some reason the green pentagon is not coming out. Let's look at, oh yeah, it is coming out, but not for the weekly chart. Maybe, oh yes, it's not having enough charts. So that's why. Okay, so we can see that we have a nice uptrend. You can see the auto line plotting is having a nice uptrend. So we just update this. Okay, daily green pentagon with blue trend zone. Okay, from when was it? When was the first time? It actually occurred at the 24th of August. 24th of August 2021. So if you had it at 24 August, I'm assuming you enter on the closing price, opening price, and right now you'll be at least 20%. That's how you want to make the kind of gain in here, by letting your profit run. All right, letting a profit run from the 24th of August. This was, you can see here, green pentagon on 24th of August. Okay, let's look at some of the important price level in here. Switch back to KLSE, and also switching to the SCGBhd. And you can see stock comment in here. We are looking at the, okay, That's okay, that's good. So let's take a look at the trading plan here. Currently, SCGM is in strong condition mode, definitely for sure. R1, yeah, we got our R1. So if you are short term, okay, R1 is definitely looking at 0.545. Okay, now being an intraday trader and being an experienced trader, you do not want to go for too big of profit. You want to, what we call, take small profit, come back in, do the trade. All right. Now, a lot of what we call the unskilled trader tend to want to draw go ball every time. I also like to, but the truth is, go ball are they come in a one. Go ball, you need to let the profit run, and that's something we always been talking about. And these are part and basis of the wealth building roadmap that we want to share with you on the coming 15 and 16. So check it out in here later. I'll talk about the wealth building roadmap that will benefit many of you, especially for our members. We're inviting you to come. There's no charge, but for the public there's a small fee in here, but you do get a subscription to our TradeVSA dashboard and the charting that you see in the screen in here, both giving you real-time charts as well as weekly charts, which will give you that visibility to. So let's take a look at R2. R2 is 0.58, and that is 13%. That's pretty good, right? So you can see from here a 13% if you want to push that as your possible gain, right? Why is, but just take a look of this one, climatic volume. Be careful on hourly chart. Okay, we just need to be careful on the hourly chart. Let's look at the support level. So support level, we will click on the SCGM. We will look at the exit strategies. So you look at exit strategies in here. R1, we will have the S1, but because we are trading intraday, we will use the weekly support at 48 cents. Okay, low support is 0.485. Okay, 0.485. That will be common weekly support, which is could be that is likelihood the area that we want to take some action. Okay, when the market reach that layer. High resistance we have in the charts, and you can see on top of me here is R2. Okay, R2 at 0.580. Okay, trending period. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. The last time, so you need this to actually do a trading plan. Now you look back, the last, assuming that this is beginning of a trend here, and I be very careful because overall the KLSE market is really down. Remember, on red pentagon, if you are following our fixed rules, you shouldn't even be trading. Maybe you just want to do some paper trade or looking at the market, or if you're completely busy, just ignore and possibility wait until the market turn green pentagon. But definitely on the Singapore side and the US side already turned green pentagon. So you can see from here onwards, and you push on to here, that's what we call 43 bars, right? 43 bars on the hourly chart. So you are probably looking for a week or so. Okay, 43 bars a week or less holding period. All right, so that is the intraday trade for SCGBhd in here. All right, take a note of it in here. Right now we have climatic volume, and it's always best to do this so you can able to see this trading plan in here. All right, so we're going to move on to the next segment in here. I hope you learned something from the trading plan, and I do hope that you will do this trading plan as part and parcel of every single trade that you do. All right, it's very important that you do this, and that's only way you keep record of your mistakes, and again learn from your winners and from your mistakes. So this is why, because we continue to find and share with you a system that really works, and we believe, I myself also invested a lot of time and money in mentors. Remember the days when you learn from your teachers in the school? It's the same thing even in the stock market. Of course, learning with the community is the best, where you support yourself and learn together, because we as humans, we either grow or change, or eventually we can also pass away. Now the last week, an update, we have to cut loss on Hyaptic, so we are back down to just a small loss, so we're back down to 10% in here. We did touch almost close to 15%, but the market go up and go down, remember that. All right, and if we have the continued update and a continued run in the KLCI market, just like we see the green pentagon turning again for the KLCI with blue trend zone, but which is not, you can just check it out on the KLCI now. So for, of course, our trader dashboard, we are very excited. A lot has been invested by our company into producing this trader dashboard, and a little sneak preview name, we call it the TradeVSA 360. All right, so keep in mind, so when you hear that word TradeVSA 360, that will be our new dashboard name in here. And why? Because you give you a 360 view both on the fundamental as well as the technical, so you'll be making very well informed decision rather than I hear that. No, you don't do that. And of course, we do have our monthly installment in here to get that, but this will debut on the 6th of November in here, so check out this date. Very exciting. And for our existing member, don't forget you have a chance to win 30 ringgit Grab voucher every month by taking a snapshot of our TradeVSA screener and posting into our Google review and tell us why you did this trade, and the best one will get 30 ringgit voucher in here. And finally, this will tally on to the main winner that will get an iPad. That's right, an iPad, which you've given up previously in one of the contests, and the campaign will run to 13th of January 2022. All right, and don't forget, this is the main so-called roadmap wealth building, something that we'll share with you how I built together with some of my ideas that I built for my client, $1 million portfolio when you started off from a very small account in here. So there's a lot of learning in here. We still have the early bird fees coming up in the 31st of October. Will be the last day, so you got only 2 more days. It comes with the package TradeVSA dashboard or the 360 plus the TradeVSA plugin for 3 months. And why is that? Because that is the one that you can try on for the year-end market rally. Small investment pays benefit. Now, if you are not willing to invest, how are you going to be reaping the rewards, right? Now, of course, for our existing members and plugin and masterclass, you have already invested the time, so let us take you through this journey of well-being, because you can get to come for free on the 15th and 16th of November in here. So make sure you check it out in here. So 2 more days, the early bird fees, and after the 31st of October, it will revert back to the normal fee in here. So check it out, this one here. And of course, right now, don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all information in here, and subscribe to our YouTube for all our video tutorial that I done, even and also the live FB, which on Wednesday I talk about the Chinese internet stock, whether it is time to get back into Alibaba. So go and check it out. Also look at the comment in the timeline that I presented there. And right now, we'll go on to the usual stock review in here. And don't forget to review us on the Google Play Store as well as the iOS Play Store. We really need your support for those of you who are using SMARTRobie in here. Thank you very much. And we will now take your stock review if you do have any. Okay, looks like he hasn't come in yet. Also state your fans, you get 3 stock review, and for course of our member, unlimited stock review that we get in here. Okay, I hope you are still running some of your profits and cutting your losses fast. Okay, very important to adhere to the new rule in there. Okay, I don't seem to be getting any stock review in here, so have a great week, I suppose, and have a great week, and enjoy the weekend in here. For me and my team, will have a good rest after the last 2 Saturday of back-to-back with the Sumo method, how to select high growth stock in Malaysia, as well as Sun Tzu, the art of war versus Warren Buffett. Those are the 2 Zoom workshop that we did previously. Continue to follow us on tradevsa.com/events, and don't forget the November 15 and 16 wealth building roadmap in here. Lots of benefit in here. And thank you for your patronage, and thank you for your support this while. We really appreciate your time spending with us. I'll see you on Monday again in our breakfast show. Bye bye.